You're not a Republican. You're really shitty. They're wearing the shirt. If I get there, they'll see you. Yeah, give me that. If I can come around and I'm open to oh, we're not doing this. Like, let's get out of here now. I know it's going to happen. I am.
Second.
Up there, we'll make sure yeah, right up there. There is
I'll probably just give them both really
Really thinking. On the road.
What?
No one had the ruthless
Efficient.
I know.
Connor, do I need to hit start recording?
It is.
It says, I need to hit start, right?
That's recording. See, it says streaming. It's already streaming.
Are we not recording?
If you go back here,
Okay.
go to this.
Okay.
It's not a great stream, but we're streaming. Everything's archived online, so.
Oh, it automatically does that?
YouTube archive.
Cool. All right, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We are going to call this meeting to order at 6:33 p.m. This is Cycle 2 Full Senate, and we'll get started with our guest speaker tonight, who is Dean Lejwe from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences.
I don't really like podiums, so I'm going to try to be loud. If I'm not, just let me know. So thank you so much for having me here tonight. My name's Carl Lejwe. I'm the Dean of the college. I'm not from Kansas. I know that's probably surprising to a lot of people. I'm joking. Usually people can hear my accent pretty quickly. I'm from New Jersey.
Woo! Sorry.
I had that in the last meeting I was at, too.
Sorry.
And I've never lived west of Atlanta before I was here, before I came to campus. I've been here about 8 months. And I am so excited to be here. I love being a Jayhawk. And what I love about being here and what I love about being dean is the opportunity to create what I'm interested in and what I know our faculty and students are interested in is creating a student-centered, research-intensive college and university. And what I mean by it's easy to say that, but what I mean by that is that we are thinking within 3 priorities that build that. One is that we are really focused on student success. Now, part of that is that we're recruiting throughout the whole state, that we really become the University of Kansas. And we do that by being authentic, by being able to talk about what the student experience is like here, by being welcoming, by being inclusive, and by really showing the entire state that as Jayhawks, we want to stay here. That's the first piece. The second piece is student success. The ability for the college particularly, that's what I can speak about, that we keep our standards high, we keep our mission, but that we meet students where you are. Some of that is accessibility. Some is thinking about building online classes that will help make accessibility for students that find it difficult to come to campus, or in the winter term when many of you are back home. The winter term is really an exciting thing because it's something that would allow students to take one course that's incredibly challenging, or it doesn't have to be that, but can be that, and allows you to catch up from other semesters. It allows you to take something that you're just really stressed about and you can really focus on it. Thinking about building 8-week courses that would supplement our 16-week courses so that we can really try to change the narrative of you have to conform to what we think works to we have to work together with you. Now, we're not perfect at that, and some of this is a change for our faculty, but I feel like there is a lot of focus on thinking about building that experience. The second piece is the quality of research at the university. Now, we tend to think about the student experience and research as two separate things, and I think that's a huge mistake. We have, because quite frankly, for you as students, how does that really benefit you? We have to think about the benefits of research as bringing some of the best faculty in the world to KU. It's thinking about building hands-on opportunities for you to learn from them and be a part of some of the best research that's happening anywhere. But if we do these separately, we're doing you a disservice. So we need to think about ways where we can ensure that we just don't have great research faculty here, but that you're benefiting from it as students. And then the third piece is diversity, equity, and inclusion. And this is something that I actually worked quite a bit on and cared a lot about long before I came to KU. Within the first few months that I was here, despite our budget issues, we created the position of the first associate dean in a diversity, equity, and inclusion position ever in the college. And we did this to have a full faculty member in that position, and within the short time that Jennifer Hamer's been in that role, we've created a really extensive plan that we're going to hold ourselves accountable, not just when things happen. We have to be responsive when things happen, but all the time. We have to start thinking about how do we keep this being a student-centered, research-intensive university, but one that takes those issues seriously, one that thinks about our hiring practices, one that makes sure that we're addressing gaps in retention. These are all things that are my job as dean. I've been here a short time, so I haven't had a full opportunity to really get to know the campus and really push through some of these issues, but we've already made a fair amount of progress. And being here tonight is really important to me because aside from everything I mentioned, being transparent and being present is really important to me as a dean. So I have tried to meet as many people as I can. I've had lots of individual meetings with people. Unfortunately for my calendar and for my wife, it's not always ideal, but for my ability to get to know you, it's been really critical. The most important thing for me thinking about Student Senate is that when you have issues or concerns or things that are relevant to the college, that I can be an advocate. That I can be someone that, and in fact, we've already done this to some extent, that you can come to me, we can talk through things, that we are here to try to make this the best university we can for you all. And so to the extent that I am present, then we can work best together. So I'm here tonight, but honestly, I'm available and here for you at any time. I know the most important thing is not what I want to say, but hearing from you all. You'll also get to hear from me at the State of the College. It's the first time we've ever done that. So it's a little bit like a State of the Union, but specifically about our college, and that'll be next Tuesday, or this coming Tuesday at 4 o'clock. I think you've probably seen lots of advertisements about that. Hopefully you have. But I'd like to use the rest of the time if you have any questions.
Brent?
Could you speak a little bit more about how graduate students fit into your three-pronged plan?
Sure, and when I talk about students, I'm talking about undergraduate and graduate students more broadly. We're actually doing, I think, some pretty exciting things to try to address where I feel like we haven't been as strong as we can with graduate education. We're short in terms of GTAs and GRAs. We're short in terms of the size of the stipends. This has been a historical problem at KU and something that we have to address. We've just said, now this is a small start, but keep in mind where we are in terms of our budget. As we start to fix some of the systemic issues we have in the budget increases, we can be more aggressive. But we've just created a Dean's Doctoral Fellowship, and this is 5 GRA slots. And what this provides not only is 1 year of funding, but a second year of funding contingent on writing a fellowship application. Now, that can be either a full-year fellowship or any sort of grant application. I know in the humanities or the arts, you tend to have, there tends to be sometimes smaller but just as relevant applications. So that's only one thing that doesn't solve the problem, but the idea of making sure that we're doing everything we can that when you leave here, that you're prepared, and that I think personally, one thing that we don't talk a lot about is that whatever your career path is, you feel valuable. We have to get past the idea that you have to just be like me as the faculty member, and as a faculty member, there's a real tendency to be narcissistic in this way. We want you to be the way we are, and that's not what's best for everyone. So I think we're trying to think about how we address that within not only the education, but also the messaging.
Any other questions? Brittany?
You talked a lot about student experience. Is there a reason why the university and the themselves are not acknowledging things like Black Jazz on a national scale, or that like barbarian student Michael Cox on videos got accosted for being trans on a campus website? Like, is there a reason that it's absolute silence?
So I can't speak for the other deans. I will tell you, Jennifer and Hamer and I spent the entire day writing a statement about this. We want to make sure that we really thought that we get so many chances to do it right. So we wanted to make sure that we really thought it through. Hopefully it will be out tomorrow. We want to make a statement that the things that are happening are not okay. That this not being a safe place for students is not something that we tolerate or respect as administrators. I will tell you, we will say it, but I still don't think that's nearly enough. And I'm not sure what I think those answers are. My hope is by putting someone like Jennifer into that role, that this provides us an opportunity where me as dean, I'm always being where I am always being pushed to say, and I appreciate the question, because you have to be answering this question, because otherwise it becomes really easy to get complacent. So what I really hope is that, and we know each other, that you find me in a year and you tell me, you look at our plan that's online and you tell me where it worked and where it didn't, because we have to be accountable. It can't just be words. We have to spend resources, and we have to show that whether it is from disparities in terms of retention rates to students feeling unsafe, it has to start with words, but it has to really finish with actions. And in 7 months, I don't feel like I've had enough time to do that, but I do feel accountable to it. So thank you for the question. Oh, I think it's
Hi, I have 2 questions. The first is I'm a TA for the geology department, and I'm greatly overworked. I won't get into that. What I'm finding is that a lot of students in sciences have a tough time writing, where they're able to do research and they're doing great in class, but their writing skills are lacking, or not where they need to be, especially if 3/4 of my class want to go to graduate school. So how can you as a dean approach this as a college-wide issue, especially with science?
And do you mean for undergraduates or students who are currently graduate students?
I mean, both. But graduate writing is well, the story.
Yeah. So one thing that's hard is that when I was a faculty member, I could hear something like that and we could do something about it because it was small and we knew what to do. And so I just actually, through Skype back at Maryland where I was before, ran a session on why it's hard to write. And one of the most important things that faculty, we need to do a better job saying is that we fail at our jobs all the time. We get papers rejected, we get grants rejected, we have other people look at our work and it's read all over. And we don't always share that. So I think the first message we have to get across is, while we may not be as upfront about our failures, they're all over the place. So when, as a student, you fail or you have these challenges, you don't think there's something wrong with you. So the part of that is us just having individual relationships. So we're doing a faculty mentoring program in college now, where we're up to 200 faculty that are meeting individually with students to talk with them about these sort of things. And actually, I had one of my two mentees the other day and talked about this very issue. So I think part of it is that. The other piece, I think, is figuring out what the resources are on campus that we can leverage that we already have, and then think about what are the things that we need to do. So I know that's not going to answer it right now, but what I do appreciate is I can think about this, and I will bring this to our associate deans at our meeting on Tuesday and start particularly thinking about within the humanities, how can we leverage some of the expertise there, whether it's for folks with a dual degree or even if it's just taking. I mean, one of the issues with the way our course structure is now, fewer students are taking humanities courses. And you should have your choice, and that's important. But as a result of it, we know that employers are saying we want physicians who can write, we want engineers who can problem solve. All these kind of liberal arts, particularly humanities strengths. So I don't have a great answer right now, but I will certainly raise that issue and hopefully within a year or less.
And I have another question for you. So you talk a lot about research being part of the experience and almost integrated as a curriculum. You know, I did a lot of undergraduate in my undergrad. But with research comes communications and travel. And I don't know already, maybe this is just an easy question, but is there travel funds for undergraduate students that allow them to be part of societies and go to conferences for their research?
Well, and I just say generally, we are an under-resourced university. That doesn't make it right. But our faculty receive $700 a year to go to conferences. That doesn't begin to pay for anything. So when we think about it, it's a systemic problem all the way down. And I was thinking, look, if we have to increase faculty travel, every $100 we do that, we will lose a faculty member, because that's the equivalent cost of that. So that becomes a really tough calculus. I do know that the Center for Undergraduate Studies has some resources available. I think for the first time this year, they have 70 positions that are research and work study. So that's at least a way to bring some resources and enhance some accessibility. But I would be unfair and dishonest if I said that we have an issue with us. I think those were in a shrinking state where we have less resources from the state, and the issues that we're having with liberal arts and sciences, there's just fewer resources. And I think that's going to consider it. I'm sorry for not doing that there. I know there was a hand.
Yeah, Chancellor?
Well, you know, one thing I do want to say is, at least in the college, student academic services is taking this really seriously. We're adding advisors. We also have a retention advisor, so I think that will help to some extent. I do think a one-to-one experience with a faculty member can be most important. I will tell you, for one of my mentees, I spent 3 or 4 hours yesterday working with her with financial aid to figure out how to address some issues that she was having, because she didn't know. And quite frankly, I didn't know either. But I know how to get. And so I think that one-to-one faculty connection is really important. If we can get that through the mentoring program, that's a great place to do it. But I would encourage all students to challenge our faculty to mentoring, to go up to your instructors that are great teachers and ask them if you can go meet with them, not for a test, but just because you want to talk to them. I was a mess in college. I had no idea what I was doing. In my senior year, I hadn't done any research. I was a mediocre student. And then I met a professor. He was a physics major at Yale, and he was a clinical psychologist. Imagine putting those two together. And everyone was afraid of him. The only reason he was my mentor was because I was so late getting a mentor, he was the only one left. And I would meet with him sometimes for 4 hours. And he would just, I had so many opportunities to figure out who I was and what I was going to do. And I owed it all to him. Had I not met him, I'm not sure. I mean, I probably wouldn't have graduated school. I'm the first first generation college student, so, I mean, I love my family, but they certainly weren't helping me to figure out what to do. They had me worried about college when I was in graduate school. They made me sit at the kids' table, many people. But I do think we have to challenge our faculty. They are amazing. And in some cases, they're already doing so much. There's other cases where when you make that personal connection, they will really reach out. And I tell you, the mentor that I had when I was a student, no one would have thought that was the kind of thing that we would do. So one thing I will say is I'm going to, and I know Neely does this too, I'm going to give you my cell phone number. If you have any thoughts or ideas, it's 240, 10 right here. 535-0467. And if something's bothering you, text me. It's fine. The more I learn, the better it is. If it's something good, and you're thinking, hey, we need to do more of this, text it to me. Come to my office, set up an appointment. I do not say no to a single person who's not there, and I never will. So any way that you can challenge us to make this truly a student-centered experience, that's your responsibility. We will rise to the occasion. And if we don't, then let me know that. Did I cover that? Okay. All right. I'm not allowed to call.
Yeah, Kendra. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing any more questions on the floor. With that, let's have a round of applause.
Really, if there are things that you're concerned about, give us a chance in the college to work with you. We really want to. And if we let you down, then you hold us accountable. Like, give us that chance. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. All right. And with that, I'm looking for a motion to approve last full sentence minutes. Chance? All right. All those in favor of calling the question on last cycle's minutes, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. All those abstaining? Okay, great. So this will be our first clicker vote. You'll be doing attendance with this vote as well. For all of the new and replacement senators, this is how you do your vote. So the clickers are in your mailboxes in the office if you haven't had a chance to grab those yet. We'll take a minute while everyone grabs those. It's still loading. There's also some seats open in the front. Lucky you, if you want it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start that clicker vote. All those in favor of passing these minutes, please click A. Opposed, B. Abstained, C. This will also be your attendance for the night.
DC.
Yes. If you ever have battery problems or anything's kind of going wrong with your clicker, come up here and Mitch and Connor have batteries and they can kind of figure it out and help you reprogram it. Great. All right. With that, the minutes pass, so we will go into Stefan's officer report.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. I see a bunch of new faces. Introduce myself. My name is Stefan Alcorn. I serve as student body president here. If you're a freshman senator, replacement senator, or a newly appointed senator, welcome to Student Senate. Excited to work with each of you, and I'm very certain this is going to be a great year. I was going to start off with some of the heavy-hitting stuff, bless you, Trinity, but I figured, it's Connor. Did you use a PowerPoint up? Are you good? Just have to click it? Okay. Start off with some of the cooler stuff. Awesome, perfect. Okay, so just all right. So last spring, in the Student Senate elections, our coalition 1KU ran on creating a pipeline that brought underrepresented students to the university prior to their senior year. This is something that as soon as we took office, we kind of jumped right into to see how we could make something like this a reality. For many of you that ran with certain campaigns, this initiative was called UAKU. Got elected and realized that there's like 10 things here at the university called UAKU. So we couldn't call it that, but what it came to fruition over the past 4 months is a program called the Summer of Venture and Business. What it is bringing students from who are first generation, low SES, from Lawrence, Kansas, Topeka, Wichita schools, into the program that we're piloting in the School of Business to allow these students prior to their junior year of high school to receive, spend some time here on our campus in the summer, receive a business education, and really kind of see the reality of higher education and going to college. So happy to share that with you all. Some of the components of the program will be teaching students like core business topics, preparing them for different careers in business, and then ultimately what we want is these students have a great time here during the summer, and 2 years later down the road, they are enrolled in the university, whether it's school of business, school of engineering, whatever it is, they're here at the university, and we created a pipeline to recruit them and identify them from a very early age, and giving access to students who traditionally haven't had access. So some of the goals of this program, we're going to pilot it this summer, June 2017, within the School of Business. The ultimate goal is to have this be a university-implemented program. So, summer venture in journalism, summer venture in engineering, summer venture in sciences. But the goal, again, is to expose underrepresented students to higher education at a very early age. Just create a pipeline with some of these school districts that are really underrepresented on our campus, and allowing these students to come in to maybe 3 years of capital built up on how to navigate higher education before they actually come here to school. Really excited about that, and hoping that this will serve as a gateway to recruit a lot of these students to current university success programs, things like Options, HawkLink, the state-funded Jayhawk Success Academy, TRIO, Hickson Opportunity Scholars, and the Multicultural Scholars Program. We looked at some of the other successful models, and believe it or not, right down the road, Missouri has a lot of these pre-college programs, so KU is definitely behind in a lot of ways. Right down the road, Missouri is recruiting all the same students that we're trying to get, and identifying them at an early age, and providing that access that we're trying to do right now. And also different programs around the world. This kind of shows, again, that model that we're trying to follow. Get these students here before their senior year of high school, so they're rising juniors, kind of allow them to figure out what does it take to get into the School of Business, or the School of Engineering, whatever school it may be, and then what does it take to be in this school, into the University of Kansas, identifying students and then maintaining a relationship with them for the next 2 years of their high school career, so that ultimately they're fall 2019 freshmen and they're enrolled in some of the university success programs that we have. Our executive staff has been working over this over the summer, ultimately this week. I think Jacob, Gabby, whoever else will be giving us more details about this going forward, but this is really a student-led initiative. We've received seed funding from a donor to start this program, so looking forward to working with all of you. I think that's it on that end, but I'll turn the display back off. Sweet. So couple, I'd say less cooler things, some new rules changes I want to tell you all about. So last spring, the Kansas State Legislature passed a bill called the Student Religious Freedom Bill, Senate Bill 175, if you want to reference it. But this is a bill that requires religious student organizations that have requirements for the leaders or the membership to have the same beliefs, or it requires student groups that have requirements for leadership or membership on the organization, and require that they have the same benefits as other student groups. So basically that means a religious group that discriminates membership or leadership based on religious beliefs are entitled to the same benefits as student groups that do not, the student groups that are open to all students. With the passage of this legislation and its implementation that began in June, obviously creates a discrepancy within our own Student Senate Funding Code, which says that all student groups must be funded, or all student groups must be open to students in order to be funding. And so we are going to work with the leadership of the Finance Committee and the Multicultural Affairs Committee to really figure out what changes we need to make to our code to accommodate this bill, because unfortunately it is state law. Also wanted to update you all on the status of campus conceal and carry. So last week, the university, along with the other 5 Regents institutions, submitted our first draft of the gun policy. For those of you who don't know, all Regent universities currently have an exemption for conceal and carry on campus that expires July 1st, 2017. And the Board of Regents, which is like the overarching governing body of all the universities, they will be reviewing 3 policies at the next 2 board meetings. We'll know by November where the status of our policy stands, and kind of the next steps moving forward. After that policy has been approved by the Board of Regents, there will then be things like marketing and training and really kind of more campus-wide conversations around the issue. And then thirdly, there was a bill that went through the first Senate cycle, and I think it was tabled in the Finance Committee. It had to do with funding multicultural student organizations. I wanted to just let you all know that we kind of owe it to the student groups to figure out a way to get them in here so that they can have funding. I don't believe that the problem with multicultural student groups receiving funding is just outreach, because if it was, anybody can talk. And I think moving forward, that this is something that we want to remove from the table, figure out, is this the best way? If it's not, all right, let's all of us as senators, executive staff, roll up our sleeves and kind of figure out the issue. And so I'm going to need all of your help and insight in this room in the coming week to get on that. Yesterday, Gabby sent out board and committee appointments. I kind of wanted to touch on the process of that. So in the summer, we asked for all of your preferences for board and committee appointments, and I believe Danny may have sent out a couple more emails about those, but did not get preferences from everyone. So, and the ones that we did get preferences from, everyone kind of wanted the same 5 boards. And so, I guess what I want to say is that even if you didn't get a board or a committee that was maybe your first or second choice, please understand that your voice still matters on the board or committee that you are on, and that it is university policy that any board or committee has 20% of student voice and student input on it. So really understand that you are representing students, even if it's something that you initially didn't think you'd be interested in, and understand that we were intentional with that. And also, last week, met with Jack Klein. He is KU's lobbyist out of D.C. Plugged into my ear a couple of things that he's been hearing. And I guess as we move into November, which the deadline to register to vote is October 18th, if you haven't registered to vote, Maddie, raise your hand, where are you? Government Relations Director, right there. Come see her tonight, whenever, and get registered to vote. So we're going to have a new president, obviously, and then we're going to have a new Congress, and so all these people, and Jack on the KU federal level, they want to know what issues are important to students, especially as we move forward with new government, essentially. So if there's anything you hear from your constituents on the federal level about government, please let me know, or let Maddie know. And lastly, Trinity brought this up earlier, but kind of on a more serious note. There's an incident last night on our campus where a trans woman was harassed by a car full of men while she was walking down Jayhawk Boulevard from the OMA, which is right next door, to Anschutz Library in the evening. And you can imagine she was harassed because of her identities as a trans woman, and you can just imagine, actually I can't, how traumatic that must have been. And so what I want to say to you all is that, you know, that kind of event, any kind of event where you incur violence on someone because of their identities, it's frustrating, it's unacceptable, and it requires all of us to do more, and continuously do more and work to combat those things, instances like that from happening on our campus. You know, I think moving forward, I'd love to see more centering of the voices of trans students, and, you know, looking forward, I also want us to kind of do our part to acknowledge these wrongs and make sure that we, again, are actively combating these things. But that's all I really have for my officer report. Yield the rest of my time to questions.
Are there any questions for Swan? Dylan?
Notice on the business icon program,
Yeah.
it says PO or Wichita.
Yeah.
You know, there would be a fund system made on Wichita, that.
Yeah. So the issue, I don't know if it's an issue, but the thing with Wichita is that Wichita is you're from Wichita, right? What's the distance, time-wise? 2.5 hours, right? So if you're thinking about students who are racial minorities, underrepresented backgrounds getting here, while 15, 16-year-olds getting them here, at least in the first year, we may not have the funding to provide actual transportation to those students, so that's what this is for. Yep. No, that's not a discrepancy. All of the student names are students that are appointed, so it doesn't include what you already elected. Yep.
So we have the one we were
Add them all up, yep.
Are there any other questions? All right. With that, we'll move into my officer report.
Sweet, thanks everyone.
All right. Hi, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Gabby Naylor, and I'm Student Body Vice President, and I'm one who chairs all of these lovely full Senate meetings. So before we get into this, you all got an email just last week about the Campus Climate Study Survey. So it's something that KU students can do. Faculty and staff also are doing it. It's really important for student voice to be heard. Kind of a way to voice your experience here at KU. What's really great about this survey is that the university will own these results. So if you go to this website, I'll go back, sorry. It's climatestudy.ku.edu. Click here, take survey. You can go through it. If you need any assistance with it, you can contact Ada Bonfield, and she'll connect you with someone if you want it spoken to, if you want to do it on a computer in a different lab or anything like that. It's right here for you. It does not take very long. You can put as little as you would like. And they really want students' voice to be heard. A lot of change, a lot of policies will be created from this. So that's another reason why it's really important for those boards and committees that you were appointed to, like Stefan said, for you to give the student voice. I know sometimes they don't always have the fanciest title and they don't sound super cool, but there's not many universities where so many students are represented in all of these different areas. So we're really lucky, and it's really important that we're all showing up. Another thing while we're on the screen is we are taking part in the Just Drive, Don't Text campaign. So it's against all the other Kansas schools. So we can have the opportunity to be K-State right here. It's really simple. You just go to this website. It's on all of our social media. And then you just click you support and take pledge. You go to University of Kansas and you submit it. And then it counts towards KU and gets points. I think that's really cool. Tell all of your friends keep doing it. So there's that. Like Stefan said, we've been working on the the summer venture in business and that pipeline to university. We've also continued to work on equitable elections fund. So this past week we worked on getting that fund agreement through with endowment. So that money will be there for the next spring election. It will be housed in student affairs so that the election commission and Dr. Tuttle can oversee that money and make sure that it's being allocated anonymously and no one knows how much each coalition is using from the fund of their allotted $700. Another one of the platforms that we ran on last spring was mental health. In this summer, for the first time ever, at orientation, parents learned about the resources that we have on this campus at CAPS and at Watkins. But that work isn't quite done yet, so if you're interested in helping out, we'll continue to have conversations with the CAPS Advisory Board and other resources across campus. We're going to keep reaching out to those at-risk groups, trying to work that negative stigma and kind of change that. We'll be working on more self-assessment tools and resources that we have. A lot of other institutions have similar ones. Ours isn't quite up there with theirs to compare. And then we're going to keep working to decrease those wait times and then to help find students funding if they can't pay for the fees for their appointments. So like I said, contact Override if you want to help with those and start having more conversations across campus. Abdullah will tell you more, but just last cycle when we passed our multicultural board of advisors, we have all started as our executive staff reaching out to those groups that we'd like to sit on that board. If you are a part of a group that you would like to sit on that board and have their voice heard, you can come with us to speak. We'd love to have you. They'll probably get sick of hearing from me, Abdullah, Spawn, and Danny. So join us when we talk about Student Senate. Just talk about it wherever you want. Yeah, so there's that. For the new senators in the room, just a few reminders on Robert's rules. It's kind of confusing sometimes. You'll take a little bit to get used to it. But if you have a question that you need to ask, look to me or whoever's chairing to see and make sure that they can kind of see that you're waving and write down your name. And then we'll go in those questions in order. If you'd like to speak against or for a bill or an amendment that's being heard, it's positive speech, so thumbs up. And if it's a negative speech and you'd like to speak against it, it's a thumbs down. Just questions or hand raise, and motions are a little wrist. So, and the motions also always have to be seconded. Any questions? Nice. My officer report was a lot shorter than last week.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. I'm Danny Summers. I'm the Chief of Staff. For those who don't know me, before I forget, if you're a freshman senator or new to this room, stay after 5 minutes. We need to reschedule. We need to do the reschedule for cultural competency and legislative training. So stay for a couple minutes and we'll hash that out. I'll echo Spawn's point. I don't think I've seen this room this packed in a long time. So this is great. We're happy to have everyone here. First and foremost, I'll use this part of my office report to introduce our newly elected freshman senators. From what I gathered, talks from Jesse Burbank and Silk, they were very pleased with not only interest in freshman elections, but turnout and participation. So that's great news. We have 5 freshman senators. Those are Jessica Gardulia, Sam Stewart, Barrett Dover, Ben Hanel, and Rep Reinhardt. So at this point, if y'all want to come up and say a brief thing on yourself, that'd be great. Yeah. I don't know. How's it go? Wants to start?
Okay, I'll start. Hi, my name is Rep Reinhardt. I'm a freshman studying mechanical engineering. I guess I'll just talk about it. I was in student council in Senate for most of my middle and high school experience. I was student body president my senior year, and I went to Boise State, and I was in the Senate, and I really had a great time writing bills and stuff. So the next year I went back and I was a councilor for the Senate, and I've helped years write bills and debate it. So I really had a lot of it coming in and running the Senate, and I had a fun time campaigning, and then says I'd be here.
My name is Barrett Dover. I'm from Austin, Texas, studying business analytics.
And I've always enjoyed leadership opportunities throughout high school, extracurricular youth groups. And I'm excited to be here.
Okay, I'm Jessica Guardiola. I'm Husky, Kansas, and I'm majoring in journalism and political science. And I wanted a leadership role, and I wanted a good way to get involved in campus, so that's why I joined student.
My name is Benel. I'm from Leawood Campus, Bullseye High School. I really want to get involved here on campus. That's not running for freshman senate. Be a good way to do that. I'm really excited to participate. It's a wonderful opportunity on freshman senate.
Hi, my name is Sam Stewart. I am majoring in biochemistry and political science, and I kind of want my minor in fantasy. But I wanted to involve student senate because I really feel like I have a passion for leading and making a difference, you know, like in communities, like high school, like that's what I really focus on doing. Like I went to like coffee, it's all about how you get involved in like the opportunities that you take, you know, and like I always also thought to myself like how can I create other opportunities for other people, you know, so then like I really like focus on that idea, so I was like students in it, and I was like I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do it, and then like campaigning was super fun, and I like shot. I also I forgot that's a rule, you can't do that. So I'm like, when saw the race, like, but no, I really love talking. I really love my involvement. Like, yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we're excited too. They don't require approval from the Senate body as they received a mandate from freshmen. So I guess we'll just give them another round of applause. Thank you. Perfect. I don't know the details. Does anyone know? Quiz does. 9 out of 10. Cool. Yeah. So next thing, replacement centers. We've managed to fill most of our vacancies through the replacement process. As of now, we still have an opening in social welfare graduate, international grad, and education, along with a couple that I'll explain here in a minute. Also point of information, Luke Jordan. He headed up our replacement committee. Unfortunately, he texted me and actually called me this morning. He had an unexpected death in the family. So as the chair, he was not able to convene the other members to make a decision on the two openings, which are non-trad and off-campus. I believe there's 4 people for each of those. So we're keeping Luke in our thoughts, and as unfortunate as it is that we have to wait, to cycle 3 on these 2 spots, I just think it's something we have to do. So be mindful of that. At this point, I will bring up the replacement selections that we determined about a week ago, because the number of applicants didn't exceed the number of spots available. And they also had fantastic applications, I will say. First and foremost, I'll bring up our graduate senators. That also includes a law senator. So we'll have Christopher Hall, Kevin Tyner, Alexander Irwin, Catherine Merriweather, Jeremy Donahue, and Kita Tiwari, and Rubiat Shafia, in addition to Jonathan Eric. So if you guys want to come up right now, we'll have each of you kind of introduce yourself, give something brief, and then we'll approve you guys as a whole in your constituency.
I'll start really happy to bring experience and skills to work with you. Whether I agree on Bill, I'm making as strong as it can be. So seek me out if you want help. And help me too.
Hey, my name is Ida. I'm representing MBA event planning on coming up. So I'm looking forward to working with you all and joining in decision making things. I'm a graduate student in college biology. I'm very to the student setting, but I'm really looking forward to
Hi, I'm Rubai. I'm a third-year student during engineering, and I'm also involved in graduate engineering association, and the year advising is the first from graduate engineering school. excited to be here.
Hey everyone, I'm part of the molecular bioscience program. My PhD is in molecular cellular developmental biology. I spent some time as an undergrad serving as a senator. Obviously, you know that it's not in Canada. It's actually in Kansas, just 20 minutes south here. If I would have known, I would have run over. Also, 2 years serving as a student body president. So working. And really just looking forward to getting to meet you guys and getting involved in campus life. My undergraduate population was 300 and it's like 4,000 here. So that's a bit of a culture shock, but we'll make it work.
Hi guys, I'm Kate Fairweather. I'm the third year PhD student in National Studies, and I'm really excited to be presenting again. I was a student last spring of the election day. So here I am again, and I'm really forward to working with all y'all.
Any questions for our graduate replacement senators? Chance.
What's one thing that you guys hashed out about what your
I'm passionate about student rights and also active in LA with graduate research.
Okay. As a scientist, obviously one of the things I focus heavily on is as we talk about mental health. Actually, this is to digress here. My sister got 3 undergraduate degrees in psychology, sociology, and service. And so one of the things that I started focusing on more so recently, to answer your question, is student health. And services available to students. Again, as a scientist, I read a number of papers about students who have mental health issues and can't get the support that they need, and the dropout rates and the other issues that are associated with that. So trying to champion more mental health awareness students, both graduate and undergraduate.
As a researcher, I'm course passionate about my research. My award is wider communication. So this is a field where research and practice is gap less than 10 years. So this is very young than other research fields. The gap is 15, 20, 25 years. So it's very exciting to see getting implemented. So that's one part. Another part is I'm excited here and I've seen that graduate engineering students are less likely or they don't want to get involved in university issues. I don't know why. So I'll try to present them and see their
I'm pretty passionate about certain underrepresented populations. Most of them are first generation students, and so that pipeline that you guys are talking about here, I was really into that. That's one of the signed up. But that needs to extend into the undergraduate, which they have programs set up for that also. But also that then move on to graduate things just don't know if your parents tell you. And if your parents don't know, they can't. It's not like they don't want to, it's that they can't. And so I think we need to build support for those students. We can bring them in, get up to undergrad, and then teach them how to graduate all the
I share some of my passions, like my friends said here, for representing the underrepresented people and maybe some woman was representing me for reasons I can share here. And I think the passion of mine is the associated with decision making that happens because we all follow rules and I follow But I was always curious who makes these, how does this come to it, and who makes things happen here. That's what intrigued me much to get involved with this organization. I'm really passionate about resources. So graduate student role is training in the academic, which we was talking about. But they don't really reflect
So I'm passionate about helping graduate students and also undergrads get unique resource training that will help get jobs.
All right. With no questions on the floor for our graduate senators, we're looking for a motion to acclimate them.
Second.
All right, all those in favor of acclimating our new replacement senators, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say nay. Abstaining. Great. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think we should also thank Amy, Brent, and Brittany for kind of playing a pretty big role in getting this many graduate senators on board. It's somewhat unprecedented, as you guys remember. I think we only had two or three last year, so thank you. We appreciate it. The next school I'll bring up is junior-senior class. This is four new senators, Michael Arnold, Hannah Hayden, Iham Jirovev, and Austin Springer.
My name is Michael Arnold. I'm a junior from Ohio, studying biology, Spanish. I'm just kind of getting back from studying abroad last semester and still trying to get reacclimated to my environment here, doing things. Pretty sensitive left, so excited to get back in it and be working with a lot of you. I know a lot of you from working formally with coalition and committees, so excited to get back into it.
My name is Josh Springer. I'm from Minnesota. I don't know if anybody else is from there, but I just wanted to get involved in Senate. I've been interested in since freshman, but I never really got around to it. I spent last summer turning into peak with Secretary Kobach, so I've definitely had my fair share of going back and forth with equality opinions, but I look forward to working with all of you.
My name is Hannah Hayden. I'm a junior. I actually transferred to after my freshman year out of state, and originally as an engineering major, and then switched to economics. So it's been pretty interesting coming into a very different campus environment, and then not only the difference between campus themselves, but also the difference between two large departments. So having those experiences coming to Senate, I'm excited to just see more about how the school fits and also just what I part.
Are there any questions for the junior senators? All right, with that, I'm looking for a motion. All right, all those in favor of acclimating our new junior class senators, say aye. All those opposed, say nay. All those abstaining. All right. Congratulations to our new senators.
Next replacement senator I'll bring up is social welfare. That will be Trinity Carpenter. There's also another opening that came up in social welfare after this replacement committee met. So if you or anyone else is interested, please apply. Hi, Trinity.
My name is Trinity Carpenter. I'm here at school social welfare. I'm in this role to represent school social welfare, and I am also a social care educator. I am the MS chair. My headquarters part of IH, part of SEC. Big bag.
Any questions for Trinity? Always. Yes.
Go ahead. I'd like to question
I'm very passionate about intersectionality, social justice overall, and dismantling problem systems. More.
All right. With that, I'm looking for a motion. Alyssa? All those in favor of acclimating to the other social welfare center, say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. All those abstaining. Great. Congratulations, Trinity.
Perfect. And then freshman sophomore class, Stephanie Wilcox, would you like to come up briefly? Oh, there she is. Just you.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I am a sophomore. I was on the 1KU campaign. Really excited to be here.
Any questions for Stephanie? All right. Keller? All's in favor of acclimating Stephanie as our freshman sophomore class senator, say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. All those abstaining. All right, great. Congratulations, Stephanie.
And then last but not least, we have a business representative. That is Vivian. If you would like to come up. I didn't see her here.
All right. With that, we will next time she's here.
I've never met her personally, but of course corresponded over email. You know, she seems impressive on the interweb, so I hope she is in person as well.
Great application.
Yeah.
So we will need the rest of those representatives, and we can next cycle we'll acclimate Vivian.
Cool. Yep. Three more short things. I promise. I'll keep this to a minimal. Outreach. So like Gabby and Stefan talked about, the listserv email last night contained Senator org assignments. So kind of my basic logic of signing these along with Connor. Was to not only give senators their constituency, in which they are held accountable to reach out to, but other organizations in the interest of making sure the 220, 300, whatever the number be of registered organizations are being covered. They have an advocate in government. That's that. If there's any major issues with these assignments, please come talk to me. Send me an email. We can make some changes. By no means are you just kind of relegated to the 4 that you assign. You can reach out to any organization. These are the ones that we're going to be checking in with you all to make sure you're either attending one of the meetings or sending an email. So just any sort of outreach capacity. Also, tomorrow morning, Connor and I will send out another listserv email. It's basically just an overall outreach blast. First and foremost, that will contain a doodle poll. So you guys can fill your requirement to come meet a member of executive staff. It's a fairly detailed poll. It goes 3 weeks down the line, in which Connor have outlined every 15-minute slot in our day that we're willing or have the ability to hold a meeting. Make sure to fill that out. Within those meetings, kind of detail what constitutes a sound outreach effort, senators. In addition to any other questions you have. Also in that email will be an examples of events that you can attend that will fulfill your outreach requirement related to. I believe you have to attend two either student senate facilitated events, which is sort of some sort of event within student life that we deem as worthy of this requirement. In addition to CCO, kind of election inclined event. So that's that. Last thing on this email, me and Connor have put together two more things. Me and Connor put together like a template as to how you conduct outreach through email. Just kind of a basic rundown for anyone would need that. And we've also gone through the outreach policy and kind of put bullets under each requirement. Of examples of how this can get done in a fairly timely and expedient fashion. So that'll be out tomorrow morning. Next thing I have is first generation peer mentorship. This is something that me, Stefan, Abduli, Jacob have been working on. Though it's kind of in its stages. We've laid a lot of groundwork, set some deadlines as to when we'll complete each task. Looking to get to an outcome here. So I've heard back from the Office of Institutional Research regarding my request for extensive data on first generation students. I mean, the idea is that we're going to foster a program that will work in tandem with existing programs. You know, kind of with the purpose of reaching those first generation students that aren't covered by HogLink, aren't covered by Trio, are covered by options. So yeah, Jacob will speak more on that. We've been hitting the ground running pretty hard in his first 10 days on the job. So we're excited to have Jacob. Last thing. I'm going to be holding elections code workshops. Given what happened in committees last Wednesday, and kind of the diversity of the debate kind of being related to how one thought we could get to a more accessible, representative elections process. Some people thought it was through this reclassification. Others think a different means. So it kind of felt like we're all trying to achieve the same end game here. So I'm going to be holding elections code workshops. Those will be in the next couple weeks. My goal is to hold the first one by next cycle at the latest. So hopefully we can produce some legislation as a collective by cycle 4. Anyone who's interested, I will contact everyone. But just get back with me and we'll get that scheduled. Yeah, I think that's all I got. So any questions? Time? Yeah. If you miss legislation, stay after. The idea was that Emily Golkson and she recommended that I do it this way because Adam's schedule began here last year, and then half of the replacement freshmen couldn't attend the reschedule. So we'll talk for a couple minutes after. Yeah. Any questions?
All right, with no questions, we'll move into Amy's officer report.
Cool.
Hey everyone, my name is Jamie Shoemaker, Graduate Affairs Director, and I have just a couple of announcements. The first thing is one of my big initiatives I wanted to achieve this year was starting a graduate research-only colloquium series, and that is moving forward. We will have our first meeting this month. This semester in November, and in early October, those applications are going to be available. So graduate students obviously should apply, but undergraduate senators as well. If any of you want to help in planning that, you can get more involved with people who are producing this research, maybe get involved with some of the research. So that's an opportunity for you. So if you are interested in helping plan and start this new colloquium series, I'd love to have your help. And or if you know any graduate students, I'm sure most of you have at least one TA, and you know anything about the research, you think they might be interested, then if you could let them know that it's coming up. It tentatively has the name Graduate J-Talks, because who doesn't love a good pun? So that's forthcoming. So that's our first item. Secondly, we had a resignation of a graduate senator who also served on University Senate. So we need to fill that position this evening. So we have an open University Senate. So any graduate senators, law senators, or pharmacy senators, you are eligible to run for this. So we need. I'll accept nominations before I do. I want to briefly note what that is for those of you who don't know. So University Senate is a combination of students, faculty, and staff, and that's where a lot of policy changes that are university-wide, all the policy changes pretty much happen. So it's a huge opportunity to make an impact and to represent that graduate student voice. And so if you have any questions on that, we have a couple members here that could speak more to it. But at this time, I will go ahead and accept nominations. Brittany. Alex, where?
It looks like there's a question.
Question, yeah.
Jonathan?
Good question. So they meet on Thursdays from 3:30 to 5, and is it once a month? Once a month, and the first is October 6th. It's a year for the. Good question. Alex, do you accept your nomination?
Are there any other nominations? Sophie? To accept? And
Okay.
All right. Are there any other nominations? Okay. So with that, we'll go into 3 minutes. You don't have to use the full 3 minutes if you don't want to. And then, so Jonathan, you would like to step out of the room, we'll have Alex go first. And then the people that will be voting in these are only graduate law and pharmacy senators.